Hi, welcome to In the Mix, a DJ series. I'm your host, DJ RunDat. Today, I have a special guest, DJ Cachet. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah,
Excited to be here.
wonderful. Thank you for being a guest. So, how did you get started in the music industry and as a DJ?
Honestly, I'd say it was probably just when I was a kid. At one point, I was just like, I started turning on the radio and then I stayed up until late at night and I heard like a live to air and I'm like, what is this? This is the coolest thing that's ever happened that I've ever heard. So from there, I just like kind of looked into it and figured it out. Did the whole path of like getting virtual DJ, learning on the computer, and then I just kind of got a pair of CD players and went from there.
Nice, nice. So, did you have any specific mentors or teachers when you were getting started?
Not really, but I loved. Do you know Black Chinese?
Yes.
Of course, you know Black Chinese. Those were my mentors.
Oh my gosh. I have some good memories of going to Florida for the Best of the Best festival where all the crazy dance hall people and Miami rappers go and finding some Cuddy Club in Florida. I think we drove an hour out of Miami for it and Black Chiny was there. And yeah, they've come to San Francisco too. So awesome. Very cool.
Oh, that's sick. I've never actually like seen them live, but their mixtapes were just like the most insane thing you could ever think of. And it was just like what they did was it blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So where are you from?
I'm from Toronto, up in
Toronto.
Canada.
Nice, nice. I hear that there's a big dance hall scene up there.
Yeah, that's how I started. I was a dance hall DJ too.
Wow, cool. Very cool to connect. Yeah, dance hall has evolved a lot. I mean, it's like it's such a this they are, I think, the hardest working artists.
Yeah,
They put out music like all the time. It's a lot. It's like a full-time job to keep up with the genre.
yeah, yeah. I remember the days of like MIRC, just like getting every rhythm that ever came out. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Definitely, I agree with that. They put in the work.
Yeah, I have lots of hard drives filled with dancehall, plus big books of CDs from the early bootleg days.
Oh man, that's one of the times I had to quit DJing. Is I like my buddy was over and we are just playing around and I dropped my hard drive on the ground, lost like I think it was like 2000 to 2010, just gone.
Dang, that's
It was
devastating. Those were the years, really. The early
the good ones, yeah.
2000s were really fun.
Yeah. After then, I kind of dropped off, but like lately, there's been some fire coming up.
I'm kind of getting back into my reggae dance hall because I went into the events and private events and weddings.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really getting a lot of paid gigs for say reggae. I mean, some weddings I get to play reggae, but I got to open up for a lot of the reggae shows that would come through and reggae on the river and stuff like that. But I felt like I fell out of touch a little bit with it, but during COVID, I joined a online radio station and they wanted me to do reggae dance hall. So I find myself playing a lot of old, sweet lovers, classics, and I'm always trying to get more dance hall into the mix, but there's just so much and I have to keep it clean. And that's the biggest
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's something they don't really care too much about keeping it clean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always fun to get to play to a real crowd that really loves the dance hall like I do. Like
Yeah.
that's a special treat.
Yeah, and it's like you get to play those 90s classics. It's like
Hmm.
your heart melts. But I
Oh
did
yeah,
like I'm the same thing. I just joined the private event wedding thing now, so I get it.
yeah.
It's hard to really get to play what you want anymore.
Right, right. All right. It takes up a lot of time to plan for every private event and their selections and all of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so really cool to connect with another dance hall lover.
Select us. Select us.
Yes. It's been fun to watch people on Twitch, all my old school Bay Area reggae DJs, champion
Yeah.
sounds.
It's crazy. Everyone's on there. I
Yeah.
did it for a bit, but I couldn't commit to it. But I think maybe this lockdown, I'll get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's it been like for you in Toronto during this last year?
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
Mm.
Like for me, it's been all right because I took it to like kind of create my work that I'm doing, but like as for our industry, it was shut down completely. It's
Mm.
like now we're in like full lockdown, and my girlfriend just texted me and she's like, did you hear the premier talk? He just said that now you're gonna have to wear a mask just to go outside and walk around."
Whew.
Yeah.
That's gotta be hard. I mean, I'm so fortunate to live. I'm deep in the woods of Northern California, and um, I live in a really tiny neighborhood, and there's a river in my backyard, and I'm not forced to wear a mask just to go outside. So
Yeah.
I feel for you. I just keep visualizing like the world healthy. I don't know what else I can do. Like so much is out of our control and unknown in this situation that all I can do is just keep thinking about but the way I want things to be.
Yeah, yeah, same with me. Like it at this point, we have no control over if whatever's gonna happen at this point is gonna happen. So for me, I'm just like focusing on what I'm trying to do, and I'm just dealing with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mindset to have really.
Yeah, yeah.
What are
If you're gonna get mad about the news, like that thing's gonna set you off every single day.
Yeah, unfortunate. I don't even have TV anymore. We
Yeah,
canceled our subscription a long time ago. So I try to, I know that if I need to know what's going on, like the information will come to me.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Just hope for the best, and like hopefully at least for me, I think I this year is gonna be good. I hope, anyways. No
Yeah,
way to know, but
I've had a couple sales calls the last 2 days. I actually just got off of one. So, I mean, I think that, we'll be back in business and I think live streaming will continue
yeah.
and really it's a great time to get creative and I see that you do a lot of different things with your business. I went to your website, Supreme DJs, and you do rentals and you do classes and karaoke and all of that. So you're probably not a one man show, or are you?
Uh, I am, but I've I only started like 2 years ago, so I'm just kind of building it as we go. But I'm just trying to every kind of section of the market that you can get, just for like I think of it for like SEO purposes and boosting my website. That's kind of why I put that all up there. But what if whatever they ask for, I will get it for my clients.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm kind of getting into that point too where I'm growing. I've added some team, I'm adding lighting. Certain things just weren't ever really in demand from my clients because we're
Yeah,
in a very unique area. A lot of our venues are outside, a lot of barns. We're not lighting up big, beautiful halls and things. We
yeah,
do, we
for
have a
sure.
few indoor venues, but most of them are outside. And karaoke, like I've thought about it now, talking with all these DJs, music bingo, trivia, all these things. I'm like, wow, there's so many possibilities, but
Yeah.
it's really about like what's going to work for where you're at, and you're in a big city, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Lighting's really it that one sells a lot for us for sure. But
uh-huh.
like I've had a lot of clients ask for me to do it outside because we do have like the outdoor venues, and it's just like I can't sell you that because it's kind of like not ethical on my part. It's not going to look like what it's supposed to look like.
Mm, yeah,
So that like you just got to find what's good in your city, what works, and then keep going for that.
yeah, absolutely. And like selling just say lighting for an indoor event, like if they can't have a DJ, you could still sell lighting. So
Yeah.
so that's really smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think this year coming, I was hoping to have like people on my team and start hiring, but like we were shut down for the whole year, so I kind of just
Yeah.
gave up on even thinking DJing was kind of a career anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just had to look like move to the next thing instead
Yeah.
of getting mad about it. Just figure out what's next.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about your DJ school.
The DJ Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for helping DJs. Like for me, I learned everything by myself, and it was like I refused to ask for help. I knew a lot of DJs around, but like I was just too stubborn to ever ask someone for help. So I figured like I learned this gift. It took me a lot of pain to figure it out. Why not share it with the world?
Mhm.
And that's kind of just what I've been really, and because I didn't really have a job at all during COVID,
Mhm.
I figured what else can I do? May as well try and help other DJs.
Exactly. Yeah, wonderful. That's great. Yeah, I've had some fun teaching the youth. The youth are
Yeah,
really interested in it, and I mostly teach in my coaching business how to actually make money as a DJ, not
yeah.
so much the technical part. So, but
Well, I wish I knew this was a thing like years ago because I've always been so stubborn. I wouldn't ever ask, and I would have been years ahead of where I am now had I
mhm.
just like got a mentor and found out that was something you could do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of fell into my lap, like, as far as the mentor, the business mentor. I was just, like, at a point in my life where I was really kind of feeling lost and confused and juggling multiple businesses, and, really DJing was what lit me up, and she was like, "Michelle, every time you talk about DJing, you just light up. Like, that's your passion. Like, that's where you should put your energy, really." So,
Yeah,
I went all in, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and now with connecting with DJs from around the world, I'm just like learning so much all the time.
yeah,
So it's really been a fun journey. Even with the COVID, like I still have been able to rock some virtual parties, and I've drove out of state to do a wedding, and like and just
that's cool.
doing what I can and trying to be as safe as possible, really. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy because down there for you guys, like it sounds like it's kind of out of control. Up here, it's never really been bad, so it's even more confusing
oh.
why we got so locked down. But I guess it was to avoid getting out of control.
That's why you guys didn't get out of control, because you followed the rules. How big is your city? How many people?
uh, Toronto is like I think it's like 3 million. Where
Mhm.
I'm from, there's like 300,000,
Mhm.
so
Wow.
it's still pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what else have you been up to during this time off?
Yeah, not much else. Just like for me, practicing like my craft. Like I really
Mhm.
learned how to scratch. So
Oh,
that
nice.
was what I started, like what I wanted to learn when I started.
Great.
But quickly, like I got in the clubs and just never cared about it. So I've spent most of my time either working on my passion project or my other passion project.
Mhm. That's awesome. So for your courses, your lessons, is it like a digital course, or is it like live in person, not in person, but like in Zoom, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's most of it is just like online. If you join like the membership, you get the actual course online and you can just go through it all by yourself. It's all um, instructional videos and how to's, like how to mix, how to do like special blends, and then a lot of the business side. But me, I'm just kind of really getting into the business side myself. So
Mhm.
I'm just learning as well. So it's
Nice.
kind of just my journey, but I also like doing like a 4 hour long workshop where it's like, this is exactly what you need to know and what you need to implement right now if you want to make 2021 like your craziest year ever.
Love it. I love it. Very cool. Very cool. So, what advice would you have to somebody listening that's just getting started?
Just getting started, I say connect with other DJs in your town. Like go out there, meet them, and then I think for me anyways, one of the most important things is just having like six skills, so you have to work on your skills. But if people don't know you're a DJ, it's going to be hard for you to ever get booked.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. You're the number one person to market your business. So when I meet people, I try to like let them know like that I'm a DJ.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause everyone you cross paths with could be a potential client.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, I forget what the stat is exactly, but they say you're 1.3 people away from your ideal client. So like within two people that you know, those people know your client somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Word of mouth, networking,
Yeah.
marketing online, branding. These are the things that I continue to focus on because it's what we can do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I spent a lot of my time on too during this time was just getting like all my marketing redone and really just focusing on like building the business even though it's not moving at all. You can still work. Like there's
Mhm.
there's never work not to be done on your business.
Oh yeah, absolutely. DJing can just take all your time up if you
Yeah.
if you have the
Oh,
time.
downloading music for days on end, then you got to sort the music.
Yeah. How do you feel like you're pretty good at organizing your music?
I'm pretty good at it, but like as much as I always want to tell people like all killer, no filler, I will never listen to that rule. Like I always have the filler, and it's like, why do I have this song?
Oh
I don't need this
man.
song.
I like that. I like that. I can relate to that. Yeah, so I recently got the Denim Prime Go. It's battery powered. It can last up to 4 hours without power, and it can connect to the internet. But sadly, my internet is not very strong here in
Yeah,
Humboldt County where I live. But you can also just put in a USB or I
yeah,
think it's like an SD card. So I haven't gotten into it too much, but I'm like, okay, this is going to force me to really organize the
yeah.
music and playlists that I put on that, memory stick. And
You only have a finite amount of music you can bring.
yeah, and like renaming them with like the BPM and the beginning of the title
Yeah, for sure, for
was a
sure.
system someone had shown me before. So yeah, it's a never ending job to
No,
organize
yeah, the process.
even our chords. Like I'm
Yeah,
having an issue lately with chords, like power chords. Like I'll be honest, I've not been the most organized person, and this is something I'm always striving to be better at and create these
yeah,
systems. So now I'm like, okay, I need a label where I can write on it, where I'm like, this power chord goes to this. I'm like trying to read the voltage and you can barely see it. Like I took a
yeah.
picture with my phone and zoomed in. I'm like, what does that even say to make sure I'm matching the right.
Half rubbed off, no clue what it is. I'm just gonna try and plug this in, see what
Yep.
happens.
Yep. So what do you got going on in your background here with the lights and all this? How are you doing this?
With this, it's just a. Let me turn this off.
So
Virtual.
did you upload this virtual background into Zoom?
Yeah, I just kind of made it on. I had like a stock video program where that was just like a stock thing, and I just kind of added some text in. And
Uh-huh.
that was it.
I like
I
it.
can make you one if you want one. I
Yeah,
got you.
I would love one. So I have a green screen that's still wrapped in the plastic like
Yeah,
fabric, and I'm like, so can I stick this in the dryer to get these wrinkles out? Like, do I need
yeah,
to iron it?
yeah. The green screen is like a nightmare, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I like to keep things pretty simple, but with
Yeah,
COVID and with live streaming and joining the radio station and everything, like I've been working at, just making everything more interesting looking. And even with
yeah,
the shows and podcasts, like it would be cool to have something zooming around like that.
yeah,
So thank you. I'm gonna take you up on that. But first I'm
yeah,
gonna
for sure.
get this green screen ironed out.
Yeah,
Baby
it should
steps.
work with the one you have though. With that, it should just
Yeah.
work. Good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. Well, anything else you'd like to share with our audience? Anything coming up for you or
Not really. I'm probably gonna run a workshop. Not it maybe not next month or the month after for sure.
nice.
That's coming up. Other than that, not too much.
Great. Cool. Well, how can we best stay connected to you and support you?
I'm just at the DJ Connect on Facebook or the DJ Connect Facebook group, and at Supreme DJs ENT on Instagram, and that's about it.
Okay, awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this project and keep in touch and thank you everybody for tuning in.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Hi, welcome to In the Mix, a DJ series.